Good evening, dear rabbis, family, and friends. As you know, my name is Talya Jackie Meyer, and it is my pleasure to welcome you on behalf of my family to my bat mitzvah. Tonight is a truly special night. Not only do we get to finally celebrate my bat mitzvah, but it's also an opportunity for me and my siblings and cousins to get together, which has unfortunately become a rare occasion. Tonight also marks a conclusion of a year of learning with my parents. I was fortunate to participate with my mother in Toronto's Bantam Bat Mitzvah program. Although this is the third time my mother has completed this exciting program, she still enjoys it immensely. My father and I learned a collection of Masechet Mishnah, including Rosh Hashanah, Sukkah, Megillah, and Shabbat. Although we are not going to do the traditional Hadran tonight, I still hope that Keshem Shazarkeni L'Sayam Mishnah, Ken Yizkor L'Sayam Mishnah Yacheret, and that we will continue to learn Torah together in the future and complete many more Mishnayot. The song that we just heard in the video, sung by Udi Rabidi, quotes a Midrash of Chazal. The redemption of Am Yisrael will come slowly in a number of steps. As you are coming up to Hanukkah, and since the month of Kislev is considered to be the month of Geulah, a milestone on our path to redemption, I would like to spend the next few moments discussing the possible connections between the song, Hanukkah, or Parsha, and my Bat Mitzvah. In the second parak of Masechet Shabbat, my father and I learned about all the various oils and licks one can use as Shabbat candles. The Gemara expands the discussion and takes the opportunity to mention the various halachot, the rules of lighting the candles, the Hanukkah candles as well. One of the halachot that the Gemara mentions is, Rabbi Nathan teaches us that one should not place the Chanukiah more than 20 amot or 10 meters high. The Gemara continues and brings another very well-known teaching of Rabbi Natan. This teaching of Rabbi Natan is related to the well that Yosef's brothers threw him into before selling him to Egypt, the story mentioned in the sixth parsha. The pasuk tells us, "Ve'haborek en b'mayim." The well was empty; it had no water. The Gemara asked, if the pasuk says that the well was empty, then surely we know that there was no water. Isn't it redundant? Rabbi Natan learns that the pasuk wanted to tell us that while there was no water in the well, but at the same time there were snakes and scorpions. While there are many questions that we can ask about Rabbi Natan's teachings, I would like to focus on one specific aspect. What is the connection between these two teachings? What is the connection between Yosef's brothers throwing him into the well to Hanukkah? Is everyone following? There are three ways to answer this question. The first is contextually, the second is halachically, and the third is contextually. Contextually means that there is really no connection between these two teachings, other than the fact that they are both said in the name of Rabbi Natan. The Gemara decides to mention two of his teachings at the same time, even though they are not connected, merely because they are both mentioned in the name of Rabbi Natan. This happens very often in the Gemara. The second approach is a bit more complicated. You know that the purpose of lighting the candles is Persumei Nisa, advertising the Mitzvah of Hanukkah. In order to accomplish this, the candles need to be located in a spot that can be seen. The Gemara is teaching us a din of Riyah, the definition of seeing. According to Rabbi Natan, seeing is within the height of 20 amot. How does Rabbi Natan know that 20 amot is the maximum range of seeing? Rabbi Natan learns the definition of seeing from the well of Yosef. The brothers thought that the well was empty because they could not see the bottom of the well. They did not see that there were snakes and scorpions. And since the well was 20 amot deep, we learned that one cannot see properly beyond 20 amot. Therefore, Rabbi Natan draws the conclusion that one should not place the Chanukiah more than 20 amot high. A bit far-fetched, but nevertheless plausible. The third answer is far more meaningful and connects nicely with the song that we just heard in the video. Chazal teaches us that the incident of placing Yosef in the well and selling him to Egypt is a monumental event in the history of Am Yisrael. This rift between the brothers is the source of every conflict or machloket that exists ever since. The conflict at the well is the seed that caused sinat chinam amongst the Jewish people in future generations. Hanukkah is the contrast. I believe that for a lot of reasons, one of the messages of Hanukkah is just the opposite. Hanukkah, in my mind, represents equality, harmony, and unity in Am Yisrael. And let me explain. Hanukkah is the only holiday in the Jewish calendar that is celebrated evenly. There are no two ways to celebrate Hanukkah. And even every Jew, no matter where they live, how old they are, male or female, celebrate the holiday the same way. There is no difference between people living in Israel to those living in Galilee. No one day of Yom Tov or 2 days, no difference between Ashkenaz and Sephardim, no difference between men or women, or even before or after Bar Mitzvah. Each and every day of Hanukkah is the same. There is no Yom Tov or Chol Moed, no Kitnya or Gebrach. Everyone lights the Chanukah the same way, whether you live in Mea Shearim or Philadelphia. And even the Gemara mentions that there are several minhagim, traditions of how to light the candles, one candle for the whole house, or one candle for each member of the house. We all light the same way, Mahadrin, Wina Mahadrin. Every member of the family lights, and we increase the number of candles every night. While unfortunately, some holidays emphasize the differences in Am Yisrael, Hanukkah celebrates unity. On Hanukkah, we emphasize that we are all part of one nation. It's unique in that way. It is no wonder, therefore, when you Google the most celebrated Jewish holiday, Hanukkah will be the first to pop up. Therefore, Rabbi Natan teaches us that there is a very profound connection between Hanukkah and the well. While the well of Yosef is the source of the rift, or machloket, Hanukkah is the tikkun, or the fix the rift. Or in the famous words of the First Lady, when they go low, we go high. When they, Yosef's brothers, went low, we on Hanukkah go high. That is possible, while the month of Kislev is also considered to be Chodesh Shegula, the month of redemption. As one of the preconditions, or as the song says, one of the steps leading to our complete and final Gula is unity. Now back to my bat mitzvah. Unity is also very relevant in a Malasuna bat mitzvah. Unity, achdu, is also a precondition of a Kabbalah or mitzvah, accepting the responsibility of the mitzvah. The Torah teaches us that when Bnei Israel were standing at the foot of Har Sinai, on the eve of accepting the Torah, and many years their bar mitzvah, they stood as one, Ki ish echad belev echad, united like one man with one heart. Or in other words, one of the important components of becoming a bat mitzvah is joining the unity in Am Yisrael and accepting the responsibilities of not just the mitzvah, but being a full-fledged member of our wonderful people. I would like to mention a few people who have been an important part of my life. First, Grandma, who lives right around the corner. I really enjoy stopping over at her house after shul for a small kiddush, which usually includes homemade challah, falsa fish, chicken for Henry, with funkin for Heshi, kapustah and a surprise dessert. The challenges she has overcome in her life are a true inspiration to all of us. Although my sub and savta from Tel Aviv could not make it tonight, I have a very special and meaningful relationship with them. I really enjoy spending time with them, especially on their new balcony. Tonight happens to be my savta's birthday, so I would like to wish her a very happy birthday and hope to celebrate our combined smachot together later this year, together with my uncles, Dodi and Hillel, and their families. After the past few years, my sub and savta have been taking care of my siblings as they arrive in Israel. I can't wait for my turn. To my Uncle Shimon, Auntie Judy, Uncle Heshi, and Auntie Esther. Lately, we had some really good bonding time. I must say, although Friday coffee is a bit boring for me, I feel very fortunate to being related to such amazing people. Thank you to all my Sturm cousins, Rivka, Avinam, Ariel, Shira, Stephen, Yakira, Elon, Jason, Rafi, Carly, Dahlia, Max, Josh, Aliza, and Hilly for coming to Toronto, especially for my bat mitzvah. But really, you should be thanking me for holding down the fort, as the last of the 15 Sturm cousins to live in Toronto. I guess it's up to me to take care of the older generation. It's not easy, but someone has to do it. Thank you as well to Lana, Danny, Magda, Sherry, Yaakov, Vera, and Barbara for making the special effort to come to my bat mitzvah. It really means a lot to me and my family. The biggest advantage of being the youngest in my family is the fact that I have so many role models. Sam Schmelek, you are an amazing big brother. You have taught me to take on every mission that comes your way, whether it is jumping out from a helicopter or worse, going back to school. I really appreciate you moving closer to home so I wouldn't be so lonely. Giran, kids. In your quiet and gentle way, you have taught me to always strive for your personal best with demonstration. I love listening to you play the piano and really enjoy you letting me sing along. I always learn a lot from when you spend hours working on a puzzle but save the last piece for me, claiming you couldn't have done it without me. Syrinja. You are an amazing big sister. I know that you're thinking that everyone says that in their bat mitzvah speech about their siblings, but I really mean it. I love how much you teach me, even though I really don't want to hear about it. Like the time when you were testing me on what I was learning in school, even though I was on vacation, but when I was back to school, I knew everything. Yeah, so. First, I would like to say thank you for all the times last year that I watched Netflix late and you caught me and didn't tell Ima and Appa, when you have what I want for dinner, when you watch what I want, and when I'm just plain annoying. But really, I love you so much. I miss you when you weren't home. The house was so boring without your late night bake parties, B'nai Akiva Shabbatons, and color war fiascos. Ima and Abba, my ultimate role models. You have told me that no matter how far apart our families is in miles, you are never far in our hearts, and that we have to do whatever we can to make sure to stay together. Abba, thank you so much for always playing games with me on Shabbat afternoon, helping me study for tests, writing the speech with me, keeping me updated with the current events, and learning Mishnah with me throughout the year. I love that you made sure that we were learning what was only relevant to the time of the year. For example, when we read Megillah right around Purim, Rosh Hashanah before Rosh Hashanah, I feel a lot more confident about reaching Gil Mitzvah with a deeper understanding of the Mitzvah in our religious lifestyle. Ima, you're amazing. Thank you for absolutely doing everything for me. I love hanging out with you and watching Netflix together. As much as I would love taking the early bus in Netivat, I really cherish the times we have together in the car, on the way to school and from school. I especially love hearing about all the things you were preparing for my bar mitzvah between our car rides, and all the fun times we had and will have. Thank you again for all of you for coming. I hope you really enjoy the evening.